So it's 2:37 a.m. right now, and I was just thinking, it's insane how integrated AI has gotten in all of our lives to the point where, in all honesty, not many people I know, at least around my age, actually use Google anymore. We'll just chat GPT it. Whether that's creating an email, whether that's coming up with ideas for content, whatever it may be, AI has become so ingrained in our lives, yet most business owners and most agency owners in specific aren't really utilizing it to its best capability. And no, I'm not talking about, oh yeah, using ChatGPT and typing in prompts to come up with 50 real ideas or anything like that. I'm talking about actual tactical application into business. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 use cases for AI where you can implement it into your agency to actually see real significant results. So with that being said, let's dive in. So number 1 is using AI to create ads. And I'm not just talking about like ideating ads or coming up with ad ideas or scripts, anything like that. I'm talking about the actual creative, right? In particular, using VO3 to create video ads that are AI, and not just AI as in like an AI UGC creator. I'm talking very creative, out of this world AI videos, right? That are so bizarre that prospects just have to watch, right? If you see this ad on your feed, you have to continue watching. It's just so crazy. And right now, I'll actually play up one of our highest performing ads that I used within my agency, and it was getting me $15 cost per book call, and the ad was completely made with AI.
If you're a young realtor who's looking to blow these old heads out of the water and start banking those serious commission checks, I want to burst your bubble. And you and I have one crazy advantage over these folks who've only been sending letters and relying on referrals for the last 20 years. We're smart enough to leverage AI. So if you want to run your competition out of the game and take over your local market sense, click the link below to see if your area is still open.
And there you go. As you can see, it wasn't a crazy long ad. It was very simple, but it's so captivating, right? From the hook to then all of the jump cuts, the different people. It's just so out of this world to where you just have to watch, right? And there's never been a time in the history of time where you could make stuff like that without spending tens of thousands of dollars on actors and sets or on crazy VFX editing, this, that, right? Now, with a simple prompt and Google VO3, you can create that in seconds. So if you're not leveraging VO3 right now, and very soon to come Sora 2, you need to be ASAP. AI ads are some of the highest performing ads, and if you just take your winning scripts and recreate the ads using AI and have crazy scenarios or a bunch of things going on, right, that are super just captivating, I promise you, you will start to see amazing, amazing results. Now, number 2 is using AI messaging within your marketing. And don't get this mixed up with the first one. What I'm talking about is actually talking about AI on the front end. So whether you're doing outreach or, in our case, running ads, by actually talking about AI, right, and having that be what your main mechanism is based on in 2025, 2026, that is absolutely crucial. Because right now, we're in this period where every business owner, right, whether you work with real estate agents, contractors, roofers, whoever it may be, every business owner knows about AI, they know how powerful it is, and they know they need to be using it, or else they're going to be left behind, but none of them actually know how to really use it. Once again, outside of just typing prompts into ChatGPT, none of them actually know how to use AI to its fullest capabilities. And that's where, if you can talk to that desire, right, and position your AI solution as the solution to their problems, that's where now, once again, your cost per book call, your cost per lead, right? Or if you're not doing ads, your actual reception, right? Whether that's pitch rate, booking rate on cold calls, right? DMs, whatever it may be, people are just going to be so much more receptive to your marketing because you have that shiny object, shiny angle of AI. But the great thing is that it's not just a shiny object in the sense that it's just a shiny golden piece of poop, as you might call it, right? It's actually good and it actually works if you have the right one. And with that being said, that brings me on to point number 3, and that is adding AI into your setting process. And this is by using AI sales teams. And keep in mind, this links to point 2 because this is also the same exact AI that we use for our clients. And there's a lot of different use cases for clients with AI, just like the VO3 ads. But what I'm talking about is the core fundamental part of our offer that we pivoted to, which allowed us to hit $30K a month with 90% profit margins after making this shift. And that was utilizing AI sales teams. Now, what are AI sales teams? It's essentially a conglomerate of AI agents that work together at different stages of the sales process. So what I mean by that is, for reference, let's say you're running ads. Let's say you have an opt-in page, a booking page, and then you have your sales call, right? We'll have an AI agent that will reach out to new opt-ins that haven't booked a call to then get them to book a call, right? And the great thing about, keep in mind, AI agents in particular, not automations, not go high level, anything like that. I'm talking about actual solid AI agents. And if you're curious about the AI that I use, I actually linked a video down in the description. It's the top link in the description. Go check that out after you watch this, because that'll go a lot more in depth into the specific AI agents and AI sales teams that we use. But with that said, we'll have an agent that will reach out to someone to then book a call with them if they haven't booked. And the great thing about it being AI, as I was mentioning before, is the fact that it's actually able to not just sound human and converse like a human, but also objection handle like a human, answer FAQs, and even pull out testimonials or even video sales assets if you give it to the AI to utilize within its process. To where I've done this, and I'll pull up in a screenshot somewhere, to where a prospect would give me an objection about Facebook, right? Or their market or whatever it may be. And the AI would handle the objection, not just by talking, but also by, here's a video breaking that down. Or, yeah, we actually worked with a client who was in the same scenario, and it'll actually bring up the client case study that we fed the AI in order to move the sale forward. This is absolutely game changing, because now you're essentially getting the quality of a human setter, and in many cases, even better than a human setter, but without all of the drawbacks. And what I mean by that is, a human setter, they need to sleep, they need to eat, they need to take breaks, they want raises, right? They're a lot more costly on top of that, right? If they get broken up with, or if, God forbid, their mom dies, now that puts them in a worse emotional state, which means their performance drops, right? None of that. With AI, it is consistent, it is repeatable, and it is on point just about every single time. And with that, right, there's also perfect speed to lead, infinite follow-up, never missing a follow-up, and all of these different aspects just in the setting side alone are absolutely critical when it comes to, number one, maximizing overall throughput when especially running ads, right? But on top of that, for clients, that makes the world of the difference in client fulfillment. Now, on top of a standard setting agent, we also have an agent that confirms calls, and most importantly, if someone needs to reschedule or cancel their call, an agent will essentially be there to where if they say anything along the lines of, hey, I need to reschedule, I can't make it, I need to cancel, the agent will pick up on that and then instantly, within 30 seconds, reach out, right? Affirm whatever they said. For reference, if someone's like, hey, my son just got sick, right? I'm not going to be able to make it. The AI will then reach out, say something along the lines of, hey, I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope your son is doing okay. Would you like me to send over some available times to reschedule? And then from there, after they respond, the AI will then pull from your calendar availability, give them times, and essentially follow up and converse with them until they book that call. Missed opportunities from little things like that. Most agency owners don't realize it, but when you actually go through your CRM, I was literally on a call with another agency owner, and we were looking at his go high level, and in one of the messages, I'm like, hold on, wait, stop. I saw an unread message from a prospect, and they said, hey, I can't make it, I need to cancel. That agency owner saw that text and was reading it with me 2 days after they sent that message, right? It completely slipped through the cracks. And in all honesty, with humans, that's very easy. If you're a solopreneur, or even if you have salespeople, it's so easy when you have tens or hundreds of leads coming through for a message to slip through, or someone needs to cancel, someone needs to reschedule, and that just all slips through. But when you utilize AI, no opportunity goes wasted. And lastly, one other agent that we had on our AI sales team was a no-show agent, right? No-shows, especially in the agency space, sometimes are upwards of 50 to 55, 60% I've seen. And it's absolutely crazy. And there's so much money slipping through the cracks with no-shows. Just for reference, if you book 100 calls a month and 50% no-show, that is 50 missed calls. If you close 20%, that is literally 10 closed deals, potentially tens of thousands of dollars in revenue completely lost just from no-shows. And by having an AI agent that as soon as someone no-shows, it's reaching out to them, it's following up with them, it's getting them back on the calendar, that alone can lift your top line revenue and pure profit by 20 to 30% just by picking up on some of those no-shows. Now, number 4 is adding AI to your offer to help you close more deals. Now, once again, I know this sounds very similar to the other things, but let me explain. What I'm talking about here is on your sales call, specifically having your offer focused around AI. And I know we spoke before about adding it to your marketing message, right? And having that be the core focus of your marketing. But now I'm talking about on the sales side of things. So on your sales call, on your pitch, right? When you're dropping price, all of that, if that's now centered around AI, right? And you're not selling Facebook ads, right? You're selling the implementation of AI sales teams into a client's business. Well, now you are completely different than everyone else, right? Everyone else is trying to sell them Facebook ads, this, paid ads, automation, funnels, all these different things, right? And they've heard it before. They're sick of it. They're burned, right? If you are in any niche that's not super untapped, just for reference, I run my agency in the real estate niche, which is one of the most saturated niches there is. Everyone has seen the Facebook ad system with this golden wrapper and the shiny Facebook ads unique mechanism of this and that and this and that, right? To where now they're able to see through all the fluff. Where you really get the upper hand is now you're not selling fluff and you're not selling a Facebook ad system. You're selling AI sales team and AI implementation that's actually good AI, right? I'm not talking about these N8N workflows or just a Pointwise or GHL AI. Like, I'm not talking about AI that you hide behind a screen or behind a curtain, right? To where they don't ever see the AI. They don't know how it works. It's like you say AI. I'm talking about real, actual, solid product and solid AI, which now, right, you can actually show them on your sales call, show them live conversations, right? I actually did this the other day with a prospect and I built out an agent for him live. An AI agent live for him and tested it live, showing him how it'll qualify his leads and then handle objections and then answer FAQs and then ultimately book the appointment, to where he was so blown away by that, to where now he's not comparing me to all these other businesses. He's not comparing me to other agencies. He's not saying, oh yeah, I have 2 calls booked with these people. I got to see that first. Oh, I want to see what else is out there, right? Oh, I need to think about it. Oh yeah, I heard this other guy is cheaper, because now you're in a niche which is one of one. And especially when you get on the right side of AI, which is actually using good AI products, right, and good AI softwares for your clients, you're now able to actually show and not tell, which gets people super bought in on you and ultimately leads them to buy. Just for reference, since making this shift over to AI agents, we took our close rate from 25% on average to 50% call to close rate. That's not offer to close rate, none of those woo-wah metrics, right? Live calls to closes, 50%. And now last but not least, number 5 is going to be adding AI into your client fulfillment. And I kind of spoke on this already a little bit, but essentially when you add AI and in specific AI agents and AI sales teams, you are now able to not just sign on way more clients, right, and have way more streamlined fulfillment, but also they actually get better results because, once again, you're not constrained by humans, right? Realtors, for reference, they hate calling their leads. They're terrible at follow-up. I had to make whole course modules on how to text in the past because these realtors can't even text properly. And that said, now AI is able to handle all of that with how I've prompted it, with actual sales training, and customized to their business, to their market, with perfect follow-up, perfect speed to lead, right? Infinite follow-up, all of these different things that just allow for such better results, much higher conversion rates on actual leads to close deals for the client, which leads to lower churn, higher retention, more upsell abilities, and also referrals. All of that without the added operational complexity or costs of hiring a giant team, call centers, ISAs, this, that, right? AI is the highest leveraged employee you can ever have. And now when you give that to your clients and install it into their business, they're never going to want to leave, and they'll be way more inclined to refer you more clients. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see a more in-depth breakdown of my exact AI sales team, that way you could just steal it to use for both yourself and your clients, just click on the first link in the description to check out that video for absolutely free. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.